here we go. We are going to go over the review questions that you received today. Keep in mind your test is 2 days long, so this is just a very short review to just touch on some of the topics that you will see on your test. Number 1, are integers closed under division? The answer is no, and you must give a counterexample. 6 divided by 4 is equal to 3/2. That is not an integer. Okay? Evaluating. To evaluate, all you have to do is substitute in the given value into your variables. -3 times 2 to the 4th power plus 2 to the 3rd power minus 2 squared. So 2 to the 4th power is 16, so -3 times 16 is going to be -48, plus 2 cubed is 8, minus 2 squared is 4. So, final answer, -44. Done. Next one, simplify. First step, work on the inside. You have to distribute that guy first. So you're left with 3 plus x times 2 minus x squared minus 3x. Now we're going to distribute this guy. 3 plus 2x minus x cubed minus 3x squared. And no more distributing to do. We can rearrange this so it writes in descending order. -x cubed minus 3x squared plus 2x plus 3. Done. Solving for integers. First, distribute your 2/3. Distribute your 2. Now, solve for x. Subtract 2/3 from both sides and add 2 to both sides, and you'll end up with 4/3 x is equal to 6. Multiply both sides by 3/4, and you will end up with 18/4 is equal to x. Now, the question is 18/4, which reduces to 9/2, an integer? The answer is no. So this would be no solution with an extraneous solution of 9/2. Okay? Don't forget about that. You're not just solving for x. You must check for which set of numbers you are solving for. Next one, same kind of example. Subtract 3 from both sides first. Now divide by 3. And now you have to take your absolute value inside and set it equal to positive and -4. And then just solve. This is going to be -2x is equal to 0, so x is equal to 0. And this is going to be -2x is equal to a -8. So x is equal to 4. Now again, this says negative numbers. So this one again is no solution, but you have 2 extraneous solutions, 0 and 4, because they were not negative numbers. Okay, so yes, you can have multiple solutions. You can have multiple extraneous solutions. Just remember, all reals and no solution do not go in the squiggly brackets. If they were solutions, then those would go in the squiggly brackets. Next thing we're going to do is solve for d. So the first thing you need to do is get d to the top. So we're going to multiply both sides by d. Resist the temptation to distribute that. So now you have d on top. All you have to do now is divide by the quantity a plus b from both sides, and that'll get d all by itself. So d is equal to c over the quantity of a plus b. There you go. Solve and graph. First thing you need to do is get the absolute value by itself. So that's going to give you -14 first. Divide both sides by 2. And you get the absolute value of 3x minus 6 is less than -7. Now, if you are slick, you will stop right there and just say no solution, because If the absolute value is never negative, then it's impossible for it to ever be less than a negative number. So therefore, you're already done. 2 more to talk about. Next one, or statements. So we have 2x is less than or equal to -4, which means x is less than or equal to a -2. Or divide both sides by a -3 means you're going to switch the direction of the sign. X has to be greater than or equal to a -2. So you have same number but different signs. So that means you should graph this to see what's going on here. So we have a -2. First part, less than or equal to -2. Second part, greater than or equal to a -2. And now, is this an and or an or statement? Or means you have a solution wherever you have anything true, not just where there's overlap. So the answer is all real numbers, because any number is going to be greater than or less than or equal to a -2. Last question. Solve and graph again. 3x is greater than or equal to 6. So x is greater than or equal to 2. This did not say and or, so we're going to say that it was supposed to be an and statement. And x does not equal 5. So we have an and statement. First part, x has to be greater than or equal to 2. Second part, x can be anything except 5. Since this is an and statement, your final answer is any number that is greater than or equal to 2 except 5. And that's it. So that is the little answer key to the review. Again, this just covers some of the topics that you will see on your test. Your test is long enough that it requires 2 days, and this took 7 minutes to go over. So this obviously is just a short version of some of the topics. You will have many more questions, but this is going to give you a good idea of what you need to know. All right, this is Longo and I'm out. See you, bye.